What's up, everybody? And guess what? Y'all got an episode with me today. I get y'all all to myself. And I'm super excited to be able to share what I've been ruminating on, what I've been marinating in, what I've been brewing up as next week is my official first year done as a chiropractor in Tucson, Arizona. And I'm efforting to really have more play in my life, have more celebration in my life, have more joy in my life. And we're in Leo season, baby. So I am so excited as my energy over the last few days, few months, I feel like it's just been building, 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 building. And reflection is such a potent tool for me. So I think in the reflection of sharing these life lessons as my 5 top lessons as a first year doctor, you'll be able to recognize that these are actually human principles. And whether you're a chiropractic student, whether you're another doc, a healthcare professional, a mom, a dad, or just a human, I really think you're going to gain some value from this. So feel free to bust out your notebooks, take out a pen, and really just open y'all hearts and open y'all selves up to receiving some of these codes, because I'm coming for you. Number 1, first things first is life is a co-efforting and invitation. I saw this in practice as when someone comes into a new patient discovery exam, we're really efforting to discover, what are their needs and how can I be of service essentially. And I tell my people all the time, I'm like, yo, you show up, that's you doing your part. So that way we can elicit some powerful healing results, restore some motion to the spine and bring some awareness to their lives. And this is so important because before, as a doctor, yes, you are your own doctor and you are your own patient. So the invitation and the co-efforting, it's with your body and it's with your mind. So creating space to be able to really check in and attune to your body and ask your body, what do you need? How are you doing? And taking a self-inventory every day, to be able to evaluate your vessel and see how it's doing. Because if your vessel isn't getting nourished and loved on in the way that it needs, only that it's communicating to you first and foremost, well, then I imagine it's only a matter of time before it just putters out or it gives out on you. So the invitation to be able to love on and recognize and pour into the body and what it needs is so important, from a nourishment level, from a recuperation level, from a movement level, and definitely from a presence level. And then your mind taking inventory and what's really got a grasp on your emotions. I'm excited to bring on Dr. Brendan Collins-Bride next episode as we're going to dive into mental health and how that's really impacting and showing up for men in society right now, especially in the United States, because the shit isn't sustainable, in short. And wherever you go, there you are, is one of my favorite quotes. And it is important to be able to once more to evaluate your emotional and your mental body. Well, how are those doing? And what are your unmet needs that are then leading to the emotions of frustration, anger, sadness, disappointment, disconnection, being upset, being uninspired? And as we're able to take an inventory of, what are my needs, and be able to then meet those and have then the emotions, which is then the fuel or the energy and motion going through that body, it becomes more of a dance and a unity or a triad, because you can't have good mental health without having that impact your physical body in a positive or just negative light wherever you're going. So the more that you can take inventory of your body and your mind, that's going to lead to a co-invitation and co-efforting. So that way your soul is, as the governing agent, able to better move through the world and show up more potently and more in alignment with what its needs are. So from a very ground sense or matter-based sense, that's focusing on the body. In an energetic and mental sense, that's focusing on the mind, and then bridging up to the beautiful top of the triune, which is allowing for the soul to be nourished and really get that depth and then let it permeate out, is, I think, one of my favorite things, that creating the space and opening up the space for my people to work within that co-efforting and that invitation. And the offering is for y'all that you can do that on your own, as simply visiting, once more as a reminder, a healthcare professional is supposed to be valuable, is supposed to be nourishing, is supposed to be inspiring. And if you aren't taking the time to do that on your own before you go out and look outside of yourself. Well, here's your invitation. So welcome. Lesson number 2, farmers versus hunters. This is important, I think, just as a human in general, because with that concept in mind of co-efforting, we're all caretakers of Mother Earth. And first and foremost, we're all caretakers of our families, ourselves, our friends, our community, the people that we work with and interact with, our peers, our cities, states, countries, and all the way up to, once more, humanity as a species. The more efforting that can be done to think on a global or communal level, I imagine the better that we all will do. In coming to Tucson, it's been lovely to stay, I think, in an abundant mindset and just asking the question, how can I show up today? Who do I need to be around today? And it's just simply a matter of, what do you need? How can I be of service? What can I help with? How can I be an asset? How can I be valuable? And really meaning that shit. Because I'm not just asking for a flex. I'm not just asking with some kind of expectation on the other side. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of my favorite books. It's connection. And really being curious on, what is that other person, or what is this group of people? What is this organization? What are they going through and what do they need? And so much juice comes from that, and things beyond my imagination in relationships. As you know, Brett talks about this, how relationships are our greatest commodity in this time. And Daniel DiPiazza has spoken on this as well, and he put so much energy into it. And I value it as an extrovert, as the thousands of relationships I've been able to accumulate throughout grad school, throughout CCSU, throughout time in East Hartford, and in all my ventures all throughout the world. It's so massive for me, because even if, say, I honestly don't know how many people I've met in my lifetime. If I were to guess, in person, maybe somewhere around 10 to 20,000, maybe 30,000 tops. And I say this to say, it's so important, because out of the 8 billion people in the world, you get to be around the people that are around you. And unless you're a nomad, well, then think about that. As you're traveling all throughout the world, being a man or woman of the world, you get to tap into these different communities, and still with the mind, how can I be of service? It doesn't matter what you do. It matters what you be. And if you're being of service, which is, I think, of just giving a fuck about what's going on outside of just this small horse blinder survival-based life, and you're able to open up to what else is out there, I imagine life is going to quite literally open itself up, and you'll be able to take into consideration other people and what they're going through. And visiting principle 1, if you're able to take inventory on your body and your mind and what you need, well, then that's the precursor for you to even be able to have the capacity to care about others. Not that it's like you have to serve yourself out of whatever the fuck you got to be able to serve others. No, obviously meet your needs first, of course, which is so important, and in integrity. And as you do that, the excitement, as Lou says, who's sitting right there, the quantum factor, the X factor, the rocket fuel for where you want to go, it's through other people, because we're not designed to do this shit on our own. If y'all with me, give me a nice Number 3, we are not a product of our biological age. We are a product of our lifestyle decisions. This is so important, because in practice, I've seen 70-year-old women who are going to Africa to hike miles upon miles and get after it and just adventuring all over the world. And I'm working where, just making sure that their body's attuned and it's aware and it's sensitive to what's going on, so it can make the adaptations that it needs to. But it starts with your mind and your decisions that you do every day. God, I love Les Brown. Because if you're not taking care of your life decisions, well, then, of course, it's only a matter of time before your health depletes physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Health is momentous. And based upon, just like that snowball that starts the avalanche, that little pebble that starts a rock slide, your health is either building momentum constructively and more health, or it's degrading and you're slowing things down. It's building momentum to the other way. So every day is an opportunity for you to do something, movement, breath work, meditation, positive affirmations, positive thinking, going for a walk, eating good food as best as you can that's organic and not fucking poison, drinking water that's not fucking poison, increasing the time that you create for yourself just to think and do nothing. So that way, once more, all your body can do is come back to a state of being relaxed, and out of this state of being relaxed versus being stressed and stuck in the state of fight, flight, or freeze, that's only going to last so long. And if we don't take the time to shift into eco mode, which could be a little bit more sustainable, and to be in this more relaxed state as a human being, because keep in mind, your vessel, it can only operate in sports mode so long before it burns all its gas. You need to be able to shift into eco mode or relaxation mode, or just park that motherfucker, to be able to make sure that you're evaluating and you're doing things that are sustainable, that are aligned with what you want and what you're craving for in life. Because so many people think that they're just a victim of their genetics, or they just think that they're a victim of their age. Like, yo, I'm 28, about to be 29. And there's so many people that are my age, like, oh my God, I'm about to be 30. Oh my God, I'm so old. And I'm like, who the fuck is old? Who is old? What is old? What is old? Because as a human being, in case no one's fucking told you, you are the most adaptable species on this planet. The most adaptable species on this planet. And we have the capacity to shift our health, shift our lives within 24 hours, within just closing your eyes, taking a nice slow breath in through the nose, exhaling out the mouth, and our brainwaves change. You are amazing. And if you need any resources, y'all already know I'm here, but we are a product of our lifestyle decisions, and it is so important and fun and inspiring that we get to shift our lives quite literally whenever we want. Big responsibility, I know, but hey, you're a big human being, and you signed up and volunteered, or your soul volunteered at this time to log on at this time right now, and you are destined to meet, connect, serve, thrive, and be around and be of service at this time in history. So this is your call forward to get after it. Lesson number 4, the importance of environmental understanding. Going back to principle, number 2, as we're farmers, not hunters, this is so important because you have the opportunity to be the healthiest plant of all time. What I mean by that is that we as humans are plants with needs for emotional processing and stress regulation. But we come from nature. And this is something we dive deeper into our Healing Essentials workshop that we do for our community, that's for free, and that we do a part of the Source franchise. But it's such a big, important reminder that, you need sun, you need water, you need air, and your ass needs the ground to get your feet in the earth, because we're quite literally designed to that. And in addition to things, when people are coming in or came in to see me at the Source, we'd be evaluating, yes, their low back pain or their neck pain or their migraines or their insert symptomatology here. And what's even more important than just appreciating the current status of their health is to appreciate the current status of their environment. How many hours are you sitting? How's your sleep going? How's things at home? How's your relationships? What are you doing on the day-to-day? How is your mind? How is your, what are the different cues environmentally that then is queuing up your brain to go into a negative or a positive feedback loop that then is going to send it into more of a stress response, or is going to send it into more of a relaxation response? Dr. Bruce Lipton talks about the biology of belief. Your body can either be in a state of fight or flight, or it can be in a state of relaxation. It cannot be in a state of somewhere in the middle ever. It's either one or the other. And then your 50, 60, 70 trillion cells will respond to your mind, which is in control of then your brain. Yes, mind is different than brain. If you want more of that, feel free to look at my boy, Dr. Chris Lee. We dive into that episode. I believe it's episode 18. And my boy, Javi Robles, episode 16 on Soul Coffee, as that's so important. Coming back to the opportunity that you get to be the gardener of your life. And this is so exciting. Once more, as a chiropractor, as a healthcare professional, I don't want you, and as a coach and as a mentor, I don't want you to be dependent on me. I want you to be inspired in what we get to create with each other, but for you ultimately to be your own chiropractor, you ultimately to be your own mentor, be your own guide, be your own keeper of yourself. And in order to do that, yeah, sometimes you need other perspective and other sensitivities to what we might be able to see versus what you might be missing. You don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, well, it's tough to then make life decisions where in that unknowingness or that lack of awareness, that lack of consciousness, that could be impacting, and the majority of your life could be being held back or kept in a state of stress or just where you're at due to what you don't know. But as you go through life and you take complete ownership, extreme ownership that you're responsible for your life and what's going on and what's happening, well, baby, the exciting thing is life becomes a game. And then it becomes a game of, oh, what kind of seeds do I need today? Oh, let me plant some seeds of enjoyment, of happiness, of prosperity, of abundance. Who do I need to be around? Who do I need to put in my garden, or who do I need to plant my garden around, because you're a product of the top 5 people that you're around. You get to change your environment however you want. And if you're not around anyone inspiring, well, baby, you get to read. You get access to books. There's so many things out on YouTube. There's so many resources out there on podcasts. There's so much access to information. It's simply a calling in and a focusing on what's most important for you right now. And I imagine you'll get clarity once more. Going back to principle number 1, are you taking inventory of your body and of your mind? And then the application through that, through principle number 4, is then how are you then able to fill your need and fill your cup with what you want and what you need, so that way then life can quite literally change. But just in case no one's told you, you got this and you're doing great. Let's keep things going. Number 5. Scott, our acupuncturist, as I'm so excited for y'all to meet him on Soul Coffee soon. Scott Hillsman, Tucson acupuncturist, and our acupuncturist over at The Source. We call him Gandalf, first and foremost. But we were in our team meeting, I want to say earlier in 2022, and he said something just in reflection, and it was a lesson. It was just, every moment matters. Every moment matters. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, everything matters. Nothing is guaranteed. We don't know what chaos is going to ensue in the world, but we know that we do got each other. We know that we got ourselves. And as I imagine you implement some of these lessons learned this last year, affirmations, these principles, there'll be an increased sensitivity and appreciation to life. Presence is the main indicator of our mental health, and I think as well as our physical health. And the more present you are, the more you'll be able to enjoy the juice, the richness, the life, the gratitude, the pain, the suffering. All of this is on this scale of life, and it is meant for what you're meant to experience. None of this is an accident. If none of this is an accident, how can you embrace it all? And if it is tough to receive that, how can you surround yourself with people, or once more, connect yourself to information and energy so that way you can embrace it all? Embrace those around you. Embrace every moment, because it is a part of your personal legend. And in the embracing of it, you're able to feel and process things and then transcend it. So that y'all can share your own top 5 lessons, which I would love to hear from y'all. Send me a DM, whatever it may be, and that you can share it with your people, and that you're just inspired to share more, because we're meant to tell stories. We're meant to sit by a fire and help each other heal and evolve, adapt and grow, reflect perspective, have fun, enjoyment, and once more, do this human thing together when there's so much fucking division going on right now. Monkeypox is coming. Not to discount anything from the very live disease that is going out there, but it's the perception of the fear that can vamp our bodies out, stress them out, so that we're more susceptible to disease, to fear, to betrayal, to humiliation, to injustice, to rejection, to all these different things of, yes, the body, but of the soul and of the mind. And the more that you can fill yourself up with these principles and these laws of self-acceptance, self-love, humility, and be able to give yourself self-respect, copious amounts of self-respect, you're going to be able to give yourself the best opportunity for you to thrive. And that's what I want for y'all. To be able to just thrive the rest of this year, 2023, and the rest of this decade, calling in just abundance for you, prosperity for you, as I'm so grateful to be able to even have a community to pour into and share this with, as I'm so excited, as Soul Coffee has been such a nourishing adventure the last few months, working with Lou, getting this thing on video, and really just creating more space for myself to be able to share with my people and express myself in soul, because I just want my people and everyone that I interact with to be able to just feel lighter, and that they can do it, and that they can enjoy more life and give themselves the permission slip to be their authentic selves, and how that's the fucking medicine that we all need for the individual circles. Because I can't be everywhere, and I don't fucking want to be everywhere, but I want to be able to have every single circle to be able to be different and be more free, as freedom is one of my non-negotiables. And as we're able to be more free, it's going to be once more permission slip for others to do the exact same and be the exact same. My final offering for you, as once more, the power of reflection, I think, is just so potent, as we're our own self-teachers, our best teachers. And my birthday's coming up next Friday, August 5th. Hey. And the question that I ask my people whenever it's their birthday, I ask them, what's the word of the year? Or what do you want to experience this next trip around the sun? And people might say, I want to do this. And that's cool. And I challenge you to unearth what's the emotion behind things. What's the feeling state? What's the essence? What's the brew behind what you want to feel? And I think the encoding of mine is freedom. And what that can look like is more financial organization, so much health, so much happiness, and so much more joy and fun. As it's cool to see, okay, got a year under the belt. Now how can we deepen this experience for our people, so that way people are experiencing increased quality of life? And through my hugs, through my handshakes, through all my interactions, through how I show up for y'all on social media, and through our interconnection, as I embody, I think these things for me, I'll be able to just show up as a more happy and potent Jamal, which feels really, really good. And take the time to ask yourself that, and revisit, if you already set an intention at the beginning of the year, your birthday, it's always just a good time to reset. And you don't got to shame yourself. You don't got to be heavy about that shit, but just reattune yourself to what you want to feel. And if it's different, even better. Keep it going. Keep the progress going. A few different things to offer to y'all for the month of August. A few workshops. Week number 1, August 3rd, we're going to have our Healing Essentials workshop at the Source. That following week, we're going to have Breaths of Awakening, which is going to be super potent. It's for all of our practice members, so reach out to us at the front desk. Week 3, we're going to do a health empowerment workshop as well. And then to end, I imagine, this month, Director Alex Liu and myself, we're going to be releasing finally our video module course on chasing your own personal legend. And y'all, that shit feels so fucking good, let me tell you, as I already know, we're going to be able to reach so many more lives, as I'm going to effort to generate consistency and momentum on things, and, really be able to help once more empower people and give them permission slips, so that way they can go fucking be great, be the alchemist of their lives, because we all have that innate capability. And throughout my own journey and Lou's journey in life, we've been able to identify some once more principles that I think you'll be able to sink your teeth into and see the manifestation of as you embody those for yourself. So if you have any questions or any needs, or you're just curious, feel free to shoot me a DM and reach out to me, as we're starting a pre-sale list, so that way you'll get a nice little deal. So that way when it's released, you'll be some of the first, and then we'll be putting that out the rest of this month, or later this month, which I'm hella excited about. And I'm opening this up too. I'm looking to work with 2 powerful and potent souls that are just looking to awaken themselves and just shake the chains off, whatever may be holding them where they're at. It feels good to be a soul mentor or a mentor, which I like and I resonate more with than coach or life coach. So if you need support, your healthcare provider, your mom, dad, or you're just a human being that just wants to be able to provide for themselves and wants to activate what's inside them, I'm going to be working one-on-one individually with people. So feel free to shoot me a DM in case you're interested in that. And of course, if y'all need anything at all, please feel free to let me know, reach out. We have officially have hit over 10,000 downloads for the Soul Coffee podcast. So I'm so fucking stoked. And I just want to shout out Lou for all the work that he's done for me and really sexifying this presentation of this podcast, making things easy. I want to shout out my personal assistant, Ashley Pinkerton, who has really helped organize my mind and my energy when it comes to not just my emails, but helping type up the show notes. And I want to shout out Olivia for helping me with my website and able to get that up so that way this can be available and the show notes can be there. And, you know, just more of my offerings are organized. And last but not least, I want to shout out Andrea Benjamin, my homegirl, who is a beast of a graphic designer, and she's updated Soul Coffee's presentation and the logo, if you will. So I'm so excited for that to really embody more of where I'm at. Hair-wise, yes, but where I'm at locally, as I'm in Tucson, of course, we got a nice little sexy cactus in the background and just in desert in the valley in Sabino Canyon. So if y'all have tuned into this, man, just thank you so fucking much. I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all really make this a life worth living, and y'all really activate me. So, of course, you already know, share this episode with some friends, some homies, leave a 5-star review, as I think those are going up. So I'm just so grateful for that as well. And until next time, y'all, peace.